everybody. Thanks for staying so late. I know it's a long day. And where can I see? Okay, I can see it. Yeah. I think a lot has been said about chain abstraction for the whole day. I think there's multiple pieces of it, layers of it, everything else in between. And what I really care about and we at Okto really care about is building good apps, because that's where I think value generation actually is, and that's really what we intend to just talk about. What have we done in the industry and where have we got? I think we hit incentive design PMF, smart contract PMF. We've sort of hitting scalability and modularity, but what we're missing is great applications. I think chain abstraction is the bridge in between what we do, but fundamentally we have to work towards great applications. Like Ilya was talking earlier, we need a large mindset shift as well. In this ecosystem, we talk a lot about perfect solutions, perfect decentralization, provability, scalability, and everything else, but we haven't achieved product market fit at a consumer level for a lot of applications yet. And that's really what we need to do. Just let's build applications that work. Self-solved in everyday apps. If you see a typical iPhone or a typical phone of anybody on the street, you wouldn't find a Web3 application or a decentralized application. That's the real problem. Why? Because building Web3 apps is hard. There are lots of barriers to entry. I mean, I'm not going to talk about everything, but there's fragmentation. It's complex to build. There are very few devs, so there's very few devs to teach other devs. And while there are Lego blocks code, they're not easily accessible for everybody. Obviously, incentives and funding is another problem. So I'm going to take a quick example of something like Amazon and see how difficult is it to build today. This is Amazon in Web 2, simple marketplace. A customer experience is composed of these. A seller experience is composed of these. Amazon connects the both of them. Now, if we do this, the same thing in Web 3, this is what it will look like. There's an ad protocol, there's knowledge protocol, there's indexing, there's routing auctions, there's payment settlements, and there's network building. A very DeepN-like philosophy, right? And you see a lot of these are already existing today. Like we have most of these protocols existing in some form or the other, in some chain or the other, but all of those exist. What we are not doing is not using them anywhere yet. So what I'm generally saying is, let's start using these and start building applications. Let's start utilizing all the tech that we build. It might not be the perfect tech out there. It might not be completely decentralized. Somebody just said Coinbase is bigger than a lot of DEXs out there. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but let's start building value for users by building decentralized applications. We don't need to build in the same chain ecosystem either. And that's the whole point about chain abstraction, where the minute an app dev doesn't care about which chain they're building on, I think we've achieved chain abstraction. App developers will not care about which chain they're building on. It's just a security, red, green, yellow should do, very similar to HTTP, HTTPS. App developers might not write net new contracts as well. They can just leverage existing Lego blocks. They will reuse existing Lego blocks, and with AI and everything else, it'll become much, much simpler, right? This is what we think app devs should really focus on. They should build good experiences, and they should build their own business logic. Like building an Amazon takes business logic and not net new infra. Don't focus on creating wallets, creating payloads, recreating smart contracts and everything else. There might be some applications which might need net new smart contracts, but we expect that to be few. There is a problem in incentive design anyway, where more infra projects are getting funded than consumer projects because, simply put, building consumer apps is hard. GTM for B2C is hard, but that's really where the value is. What are we doing? At Okto, we are a middleware chain or a chain abstraction layer. What we are building is sort of intents or what we call blocks. They are plugins written in JavaScript, which are basically recipes or workflows of intents, similar to what we've spoken about the whole day. And we give these to app developers in simple Web 2 APIs. So similar to, again, a bunch of what we've spoken about, think of a Web 2 app doing payments. They hit check balance and they hit debit. These are two APIs. In Web 3, these are 20 steps if they're done on one chain. If there are 50 steps if done on multiple chains. we'll bring it back to 2 steps. Sorry. Where are we today? We are actually, everything that we've spoken about today is live on the Okto app right now. You can download it and try it out. So everything in production, we have a chain abstracted futures experience, which pulls liquidity from multiple places. We have a chain abstracted swap experience, and we have a chain abstracted reward center. What that means is you won't see chains anywhere in the whole experience. It is a self-custody wallet. You won't see chains. It is a self-custody wallet. You won't see gas. You won't see which protocol you're using. You're basically just using the end use case. We have about 3 million users on this application, and we are also giving this application as an SDK for other builders. All of these things are available right out of the box today. So if you, for example, need to take a reputation and somebody wants to build a game reputation or a social reputation or I won't steal your money reputation, that's available as a plugin today. The Okto token manages incentive problems that we've spoken about earlier. It earns from transaction fee that the app generates. It pays this transaction fee or distributes this transaction fee into people who created intents, people, the destination chain, wherever that goes, pays the solvers, and pays users and apps for bootstrapping the network. Architecture, what we've built, but it's similar to what we've spoken about. There is a solver network, there's a wallet network, there are indexers, and there are final chains that we actually execute the transaction on. The Okto chain, which is an app chain, is the permission layer, so it's almost like policy management and everything else, and that's sort of what we do. To read up more and to know more about us, talk to us, check out the white paper. We're available. We're at the event the whole week. Thank you.